Hello friends, welcome to our channel Brain Alive. Here we will discuss PN diode switching times. We all know that a PN junction diode can be operated as an electrical switch. If we make the junction forward bias, this works as the switch is on, and if we make the junction reverse bias, it works like the switch is off. Practically, the diode does not switches from forward to reverse condition or the reverse to forward condition instantly. Practically, it takes some time to switch from either of the condition. In both the cases, the diode response is accompanied by the transient response. Some transient responses of the system are recovery time and the forward recovery time and the reverse recovery time. The recovery time is the time taken by the diode to switch from forward bias to reverse bias or reverse bias to forward bias. And the another is forward recovery time. This recovery time is the time taken by the diode to switch from reverse bias to forward bias condition. As this time is shorter, so it does not pose any serious practical problem. The practical problem posed by the reverse recovery time. This reverse recovery time is the time taken by the diode to switch from forward to reverse bias condition. Usually it is larger than the turn on time, means forward recovery time. To understand in detail the forward recovery time and the reverse recovery time in detail, we have to understand the minority charge distribution across the PN diode junction. Before we go into the detail, we should know the following terms to understand the distribution of minority carriers across the diode. This P and N, this subscript shows the region and this shows the concentration. This Pn is the whole concentration in N region. This Pn naught is the whole concentration in N region at thermal equilibrium. And this Np is the electron concentration in P region, and this Np naught is the electron concentration at thermal equilibrium. Np naught and Pn naught are the steady state condition at thermal equilibrium. Now we'll see how the magnetic carrier charges are distributed across the junction in both the regions. This dotted line shows the magnetic carrier distribution at thermal equilibrium. This Np naught is the concentration of electrons in P region, and this Pn naught is the concentration of holes in N region. This line shows the junction, and we are considering the distance x from the junction. So x is equals to 0 at the junction. Now we can see this figure. This diagram shows only the magnetic carriers at thermal equilibrium. We can see on both the sides this is same and equally distributed across the diode. Now suppose we forward bias the junction. When we forward bias the junction, the electrons from the N region move to the P region, and holes from the P region move to the N region. And in both the regions they will become magnetic carriers. We can see in this figure that magnetic carriers are densely populated near the junction than that of away from the junction. So this is shown exponentially. So the relation is exponentially. So we can see in this figure, away from the junction, this is almost equal to the magnetic carrier density at thermal equilibrium. But as we move towards the junction, the magnetic carrier density increases. In N region, this is same. At the near the junction, the magnetic carriers are densely populated, means more, that is that of away from the junction. Now we can say that this is the excess charge that is stored on both the regions due to the forward biasing. Now if we bring the switch in off condition, means forward bias to reverse bias, we have to remove this excess charge to bring the switch in off condition. Now suppose we reverse bias the junction. When we reverse bias the junction, the electrons are repelled by these negative charges and holes are repelled by these positive charges. So they will cross the junction, they will recombine or enter in the opposite regions. In this case, we can see here the magnetic carriers that are near the junction are swept away initially, and the magnetic carriers that are away from the junction take some time to cross the junction. So in this case, the diagram will be like this. At x equals to 0 means at the junction the magnetic carrier distribution is equals to 0 means there is no excess charge near the junction, there is no magnetic carriers. And at the and away from the junction the magnetic carriers are equal to the magnetic carriers that are at the thermal equilibrium. So this will be the magnetic carrier distribution in case of reverse bias condition. Now consider a situation when a diode carrying a current in forward direction is suddenly reversed biased. In this case, the diode current will not fall to steady state, means reverse saturation current will not come instantly, because the magnetic carrier distribution has to change from the forward condition to the reverse condition. Means during the forward condition, this excess magnetic charge carriers are stored in P region and in N region. These must be removed to bring the diode in reverse condition. Means in this situation the distribution must be like this in case of reverse biasing. So Vf will be the voltage when the diode is in forward direction, and If will be the current, that is equals to Vf upon RL. Now during forward condition there will be injection of the excess magnetic charge carriers in the regions of the diode, in the P and N regions of the diode, and up to time t1 the current will be equals to If. When we suddenly reverse bias the junction, the current will not fall equals to 0. This will be equals to minus Vr upon RL. Means only the current carrier, only the charge carriers will change its direction. From time t1 to t2 the current will be equals to minus IR. This is because the magnetic charge carrier is also present near the junction. So to bring the current equals to 0 or equals to the reverse saturation current, these charges must be removed. So it will take the time from t1 to t2 to be completely removed near the junction. At time t2 the injected magnetic charge carriers will reach to its equilibrium state or will be removed near the junction. So at time t2 the current will start to reduce and will be equals to saturation current or will be equals to 0 at time approximately at time t3. Now we see the diode voltage. As the diode forward resistance is very less, so the voltage drop across the diode is very less. During the forward condition, this will be the voltage across the diode, and it will be positive. When the diode is suddenly reversed bias at time t2, this voltage will slightly falls but doesn't goes to 0. This is because from time t1 to t2 the injected magnetic charge carriers are also present near the junction. When the injected magnetic carriers becomes equal to the equilibrium state, at this time, at time t2, the diode voltage begins to fall and becomes negative. The time that is from t2 to t3 is called a transition time, because during this time the diode voltage is becoming from positive to negative, and this time t1 to t2 is called the magnetic carrier storage time, because during this time the magnetic carriers are stored in the P region or in the N region. So the total recovery time that is taken by the diode coming from the forward state to the reverse state in the reverse condition is from time t1 to t3, means Ts plus Tt. So this time is the Ts plus Tt is the total reverse recovery time that is taken by the diode to come from the forward condition to the completely reverse condition, means in off condition. Hope you enjoyed the lecture. If you like the lecture, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching the video.